Greetings internet, and welcome to Aaron Plays, and I hope you're doing fantastically well, because I ain't. Me personally, yay! What's going on the board? Not so much. So this is another episode of my playthrough of Mission 3 from Ambush, from the core set. It's interesting, my throat was totally clear until I started talking, so I do apologise for that. Yes, it's still a bit croaky, so again, if every now and again it goes, ah, you know why. So yes, Panzer IV is causing me quite a lot of hassle. But first of all, I'd like to address the 3 errors I made. I will put them up in the description of episode 3. If you haven't caught them, and this is episode 4, the errors were 1. Carrying a incapacitated dude, you can carry them 1 hex. Bell carried Hudson 3. So sorry about that. I'm going to just assume that there was a pump of adrenaline. I mean, there was Hudson, man. You know, even when he's incapacitated, he's still going, game over, man, game over. As we carried him through. Bell had a shot of adrenaline and carried him effectively 2 hexes. So it's a whole turn action to carry somebody, but I'm not retconning any of this. So yeah, I'll try not to do that again. Next one is actually it's 1 error repeated twice, and that's the grenades at the tank. And this had worked against me. It was only I reread the grenade rules and the vehicle rules and such, because I was feeling it's not quite right. You read accounts of people, you know, soldiers taking on tanks without infantry support. I should have an edge, and the edge is when I'm lobbing a grenade and it doesn't go in the hole. I mean, I was just saying, well, I must have read somewhere that when dueling tanks, it just doesn't go anywhere. Well, that's a false reading. You roll again. And I think it's on a 7 to 9 or 6 to 9. It still hits the target hex, so I was doing myself a disservice. They could have gone down the whole boom with 2 grenades. But as I say, I'm not retconning it. So yeah, that's the errors. The cough. Oh, like and subscribe if you can do the channel some wonders there. But other than that, let's get down to the map and see what's going on. And will this work? So a brief recap of the situation. Panzer IV, my guy's in panic mode. A couple of guys here trying to stop a German outflanking maneuver here. I have received orders to delay the Germans. There is a major offensive going on, apparently. We have to try and get all my guys off the map between these 2 points here and blow the bridges. If I blow both bridges, I get 10 VP. Currently, I'm at 9, so that would take me to 19 VP. There are 4 sitting at the top there, which would take me to 23, but I am down a dude. So I can't see, unless other ways of getting VP come up, me winning this. I mean, okay, if I take the tank out, I've already got 3 VP for facing the tank. I get an additional 2 if I knock it out or disable it. Disable is not immobilise. Immobilise is still a functioning tank, so it means actually taking the tank out. So that gave me an extra 2. So 2 plus 4 is 6. Minus 2 for losing. I forgot his name now because he was a new dude. Fraser. That still doesn't take me to enough VP again unless some more Germans activate. But I'd rather have an intact squad than win, or as intact as possible squad than win the scenario. Even that means I don't blow the bridge. I mean, losing a game by 1 VP or losing the game by 10 VP is the same. The way Ambrose sees it, he doesn't, keep track of VP, man. I don't do that, man. My squad's the most important thing for me. If I get them off alive and safe, apart from Fraser, who's a new dude anyway, let's just do it, man. Let's get going. That's what's going through my mind as Ambrose. Bell, the assistant squad leader, is like, Okay, I agree. Let's do this. Therefore, taking out the tank has become a lower priority in my mind, unless I win the initiative. But whew, that doesn't happen often, does it? The other thing I noticed from my previous video, I did 2 action rounds and it ran for 120, 100 minutes. Yeah, 1 hour, 20 minutes. That's too long. I want to try and keep these to about, I know I do a lot of rambling and yeah, I know you want to see me moving bits on the board, but also apparently you like to see my thought processes. So that's the thought process at the moment. Let's get out of Dodge. And I'm also going to do 1 action round per video. Unless we go into back, I can't see us going back into operations because that would mean taking out the tank and these 3 dudes here. So with that in mind, let's get moving. Let's start the action round. And that's twice I've pressed this and twice it's worked. I don't understand. But there we go. Okay, so in the action round procedure, the first thing we do is everyone's aware because we're actually starting the 4th action round. So we don't have to do any perception checks. Everybody's aware. So the first thing we've got to do is an event. So that's where we roll the two dice. Remember, we add these 2 results together, and a 0 is a 0. So the range is from 0 to 2 9s are 18. And we roll a 4 on the action chart. Doop-a-doop-a-doo. Random event 4. Tells me to go to paragraph 031. Oh, it's an artillery shell. German artillery strike. Roll 1 die to determine the impact hex. Okay. We roll and it's a 2. 014. That is 014, isn't it? 2. O. So there's N. O, alphabet simply, O, 14. Why couldn't that land right on this dude here? That'd be nice. I presume they've written this in such a way, I'm making an assumption here, they've written it in such a way that it won't land in any hex that tank goes into, but that would be funny. You know, taken out by its own. Would I get the victory points for it then? Yes, I am clipping another shell counter. You know, I haven't done all these because it's the first time. Well, is it the first time? I can't remember. But anyway, that lands there. Anyone that had been there would be now toast. No one there. Moving on. That's the random event for this turn. Then we have initiative. Now, I haven't won an initiative, so it would be nice. Dice gods. Let's bring that back here so you guys can see what I'm doing. Okay, remember I'm the green dice. Yay! Woohoo! Lap of honour if I could get around the table. But I will be doing that now because that is something different. That is unusual. And that is just what was needed. Hopefully. Because we've still got to go and compare it to the little grid up the top there. But that is a step in the right direction. So let's bring the camera over. Okay. Oh, if you start hearing little sound effects like doop-a-doop-a-doo, that's thanks to an Aussie colleague, Dad versus Son, because I've noticed he does a lot of doop-a-doop-a-doos, and I find them entertaining. So I'm not going to put actual sound effects, don't have time to edit and all the rest of it, so, but I'm going to do doop and bang, beesh, push, bosh, because yeah, it's in my head, why can't it be on the camera? So there we go. Right, so we're looking at, for the Germans, so they rolled 2. Right, so Y with a 2 goes there. N with a 2. He will, Nickel Gruber will get 2 actions. Matthias, oh, that's a nice one. He gets 2 actions. And Lars, he gets 1. Okay, my guy's with a 4. Oh, we still only end up with 1 action, but at least it's before the tank. This one here, he ends up with 1 action. I think these 2 dudes with a 4. No, they only end up with bloody typical. And these 2, okay. Well, K is definitely out of command control, so he'll panic. And G, is he within? He's out of command control as well. Gibson. That's what the little red thing means here. Yep, so with a 4, he panics. Great. So I win the initiative, and the Germans still go first. But at least I go before the tank. That was the main consideration there. So we have Gibson, who's panicked, and the little dude who's come on the map to help us, he's panicked. Okay. Next up, rolling for the German activation number, and it's a 7. Okay. Remember, the visibility is still 6, so let's see what. I'm going up to the top there. He's now in shadow of the dice tower, so we know first up is either Matthias or Nickelgruber in alphabetical order. It is Matthias. Okay, let's come back to these dudes. Let's give them a little bit of a zoom in. There we go. Matthias. Now Matthias, veteran infantry, we're still in condition 2. And that's telling me that this could get a lot worse if we've got still condition 3 and 4 to come. Okay, and the die roll is a 7. That tells me he goes to action 8 or paragraph 808. 808. Right. If no active target in sight. Now, remember the range is 6, so from here to there, it says with these big fisty. Does that make more sense? There we go. Get it in the camera, Sibbers. Okay, let's try that again. So from there to there, this brush is in the way anyway, but if that hadn't been there, he still wouldn't have it because it's beyond 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So Matthias has got nothing in his line of sight at present. We're in paragraph 808. So if no active target in sight, crouch. That's it. If 1 or 2 if 3 or more, no. All right, he just crouches. He's already crouching. That suits me. If he's going to be cautious, I move his chit down to a 1-turn box. So then we do Nickelgruber, who's a cousin of Naaman, because I keep getting the 2 names intermixed. But we Nickelgruber, who is the NCO. We're looking at 7, and we've got 1813. Well, for you guys, 831. If an active German in the same or adjacent hex, crouch and give a turn to the German with the fewest turns. So that would be Lars. So Nickelgruber leans over and says, Lars, Achtung. So he loses an action, or doesn't lose it, he uses it to activate Lars. He now has 2 actions. So Lars, he is a veteran infantryman, and we're looking at 7. He does action paragraph 809. 809. Move as quickly as possible. Fall prone after movement, spending a movement point to do so if necessary. Okay, 809. Now, Lars has a movement value of 4. Okay, he's starting in hex M16. So move as quick as possible means he gets his free change to stand. And he will spend a movement point to crouch if possible. So he's going to at least spend 3 movement points. What's it? So say X18, 17, M16. Okay, boom, boom, boom. M16. He moves into L15, which sort of makes sense, which is that X there. And that's 2 movement points. So he's got one movement point left because he needs to crouch at the end of this. If it does say if possible. So if he moves into a woods, he would still move into moves uncrouched. If he goes into there for one, that leaves him a movement point, he would crouch there. So he could move in there to remain standing. Or there, it depends. You know, I think they're aiming towards the bridge to try and take it before we get there. So he's currently in L15, which doesn't go to K15, which is those woods there. Okay, if we're going to do the sound effects here, it will be definitely the sound effects from Kill Bill. We could see him. Okay. Oh, can we? Oh. From there, we're on the lower level. Oh, maybe we can't. Retake back that sound effect. You know, he's on the other side of the building. This guy can't see him because of the visibility. So no, we can't see him yet. Interesting. Okay, no, we can't see him. Well, but we're over to our dudes now. We've got, well, everyone has got one action, apart from the two that are panicked, who I've turned to the side. So what are we going to do? Okay, we've still got two guys in the Jeep, which is Evans, who's driving, and Dylan, who's got the Browning. Okay, so we could, it costs one movement point to get out of the vehicle. And then you can move one movement point here for 2 and do a snapshot with Dylan. Advantages of that, we could take out Lars. Disadvantage of that, if we miss, we've got no one, well, Evans himself, but he's not the greatest shot on the planet, is he? No, it's Dylan. And that'd be Dylan standing in the open. We know these Germans here have still got 3 actions. So, an action each. Do I risk it for a biscuit? Dylan is an excellent shot, but it'll be a snapshot. Well, let's do this. So, Dylan climbs out the Jeep for a movement point. He's doing a snap fire action. He moves here for a movement point, and he has a free stance change, so it does change into a crouch, and then fires his bar up into the woods. The woods is a harder target, but there we go. Okay. So the basic to hit at that range for the Browning automatic rifle is 5. First of all, we've got to determine if his gun jams. There's it's a snapshot. 10% chance of this occurring. He rolls 96, it don't jam. Okay, bit of jam there for it not to jam. Okay, let's just zoom out a little bit. There we go. All right. Okay, so it doesn't jam. So it's basic to hit at short range is 5. He's got a weapon skill of 2, takes it to 7, but it is a snap fire. -2 takes it back to 5, and he's firing at a standing dude in woods, which is another -2, so it takes it to 3. So he has a 40% chance of hitting. That was the other mistake I made. Yes, a 9 is always a miss, and I think in a couple of rounds, a couple of shots last round, I did mention I don't need to roll this because it's an automatic. There's never an automatic, and 9 is always a fail, whereas a 0 is always a success. But we're looking for 0 to 3. Come on, Dylan. Come on, Dylan. Oh, there's twigs flying everywhere, but he misses last. Darn it. Okay. If he hadn't done a snap fire, that would have been a normal shot, he'd have made it. But it wasn't, so therefore he didn't, so therefore we can't. I'm looking for, where's Dylan's counter? There it is. Yeah, so he's now complete. Darn. Okay. So should Evans... See, Evans doesn't have that advantage. Oh, and then I've got to see if I've shot me load. ammo wise. With the automatic rifle, yeah, it's a 50-50. He rolls 99. No, he's fine. Doesn't shoot. Blow through a cartridge of ammo. Okay. Remember, we've got the tank to deal with, and we want to get out of Dodge, don't we? Now, Ambrose was coming around to pick up the bazooka, so he's behind the tank. So let's do that. Remember, we're in operations. We don't need to roll for hex movement on this. So that's 1. Oh, he's in crouch, so he's gonna have to stand up. He's still got the radio. Okay. 1, 2, 3. It's also an action, which again I see a slight mistake of, to pick something up or exchange. So there's the bazooka on the ground. You won't be able to do that, but he spends 3 and then can go back into a crouch. Okay. So that's Ambrose done. Okay. What can we do about this dude? Because he's now going to have a... Gibson can't do anything. We could go 1, 2. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What's Bell's weapon skill like? His weapon skill 0. And then he's sitting right in the open for the tank. Decisions. Okay, let's do Cornwall first. I'm going to try and get him into here. So he stands, which is a free change, then goes 1, 2, 3, and then goes back into crouch, which he has to pay for, which is 4. Okay, that's him finished for the turn. So we were left so far now, we're just Bell and Evans. Evans here with the car. Bell over here. Now he's been carrying Hudson. So I say last time I gave him the benefit of adrenaline, but that adrenaline's run out now. So you can carry him 1 hex. Darn it. Do we go back into the building? What is that Panzer going to do? Is he going to focus? He's probably going to... Well, it's either going to move down that road or he's going to focus on targets of opportunity that are close to him. Or do I leave Hudson? Oh, man. Do I leave Hudson? What a decision. Game over, man. Game over. Game over. Yeah, I'm gonna have to leave you. We'll come back for you, honestly. He goes 1. He's going to do a snapfire action. 1, 2. Goes into a crouch. And then fires at last. He's using it. So let's first of all see if his weapon jams. Can't see the dice when it's like the 30. No, it doesn't jam. Next up, right, so it's 5 hex range. So it's short range for a semi-auto rifle. So it's a 5 to hit. -2 for a snapfire. Minus another 2 for firing a target in wood. So it takes it to a 1. He's only got a weapon skill of 0. So it's a 0 or a 1. Come on, Bell. This is needed. No. Why not? What does a garage? It's not a machine gun. So You know, it fires quick. You don't have to go through all the bolt action, but it's not a semi-automatic. So yeah, it fires single shot still, but at a rate. But it doesn't matter. He missed. And did he shoot his ammo? 0.7 was ammo on a semi-automatic rifle. 25. So yes, he burnt through a one of his ammos. Okay, he's got 2 left. Darn it. Okay, so that's Bell. That just leaves Evans, who's also going to do a snap fire. He's got 1 to get out of the Jeep and 2 to come into with Dylan, and then here. Now, should I throw a grenade? No, we'll fire. Okay, so he's got a basic weapon skill of 0 as well. So again, at that range, it's a 5 to hit. -4, so it's a 0 or 1 again. Come on, Evans. Oh, I should roll for jam first of all. 0.5. Bloody hell. If he was German, he'd be going, Scheiße. His weapon jams. Panic mode, panic mode. Okay. Right, and then we've now got the gamut of the Germans to go through. So we start off with Lars. Lars, who's here. But first of all, we have to roll a new German activation number, which is 6. We're on 7, now it goes to 6. Okay. Lars. We've rolled now a 6. He's a veteran infantryman with a 6. He goes to paragraph 803. Right, if active target visible, there is. And German not in open, he isn't. Crouch and conduct best fire at easiest target, then fall prone after fire if free stance change available. There won't be, because he's going to go into crouch mode. Darn it, we knew this was going to happen, didn't we? And best target available. It's one of these two, Evans or Dylan. He's armed with a bolt action, so they're both the same, Evans and Dylan. So 1 to 3, he fires at Dylan. He fires at Dylan. Okay. All right. So it's basic to hit with a bolt action rifle. We don't roll for jam for the Germans. Or do we? Oh man. Basic rule. Can't remember. Too excited. Let me find out. German weapons can jam. They don't run out of ammo. Okay. So first of all, we have to check for his weapon jam. Come on, jam. Nah, of course not. Right. Okay. So his basic to hit at that range is 5. His weapon skill is 0. So it stays 5. Bolt action rifle. Yeah, 5. And he's firing at a guy who's in the clear but is crouching, no modifier, 5. So a 5 to hit. Oh shit. Whoa, rolls an 8. Man. And he can't go into prone because he's already done a free stance. Oh, my heart was pumping there. Beep, 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 beep. Oh man. Right. Next up is Matthias. Matthias on a 6. He's doing action 803. Now he doesn't have anyone line of sight, so let's see what that means. So if no active target visible, run into open or crawl into any other hex. So he's going to move. Okay, so he's currently in L17, L15. That's probably going to move him up and help his buddy. But L15, yeah, he goes to K15. So he crouches, and now there's 2 Germans in there. Looking like a grenade target, but I've got no one left to go. Okay, so we then have Nickel Gruber, who's back here. He's on a 6. He's doing paragraph 822. 822. If an active German in the same or adjacent hex, there is not. If no active German in the same or adjacent hex, run into an open hex or crawl into any other type of hex. Okay, so N1760, N15, he's probably going to just come up and support his guys. N15 goes to M16, which is here, and therefore he stays in a crouch. Okay, and then we have the Panzer. All right, Panzer, which is currently not got a gun in its main, sorry, a shell in its main gun. Crew of 5. We're looking at action die number 6. So he does action 901, paragraph 901. Maybe we do get more rumbles. 901. If one or more active targets are in sight, see 910. One or more, you know, he has got one or more targets in sight, because his sight is not restricted to, I mean, he's open topped at the present moment, so he's got all round sight. So he can see Ambrose here, Bell here, and Cornwell here, because there's no embankment here, so that doesn't block line of sight. So yeah, he's definitely got targets in sight. So 910. Right. Conduct aimed fire with bow machine gun at closest target. Okay. Does that mean he changes his direction? Fire cannon at an active target in a building hex or at an active US vehicle, if in sight. Prepare cannon if unable to fire. It's not able to fire. So we know he's going to prepare the cannon. So we'll remove that. So he will be able to fire next action round. It says now he can't prepare the cannon and fire the coaxial. Okay. So therefore it's just the bow machine gun, and the bow machine gun is facing the wrong way. So I'm assuming I'm going to have to double. I have just read the vehicle rules, but there's a lot of them. So let me just double check what he will do in that situation. It's a little vague. It is a little vague. There's no one I can ask. So this is what I'm going to, let me just run it through you guys and you tell me. Okay, so it says aimed fire with a bow machine gun. Target must be in front of the tank. There are no targets in front of the tank. Okay, so looking at that paragraph 910, conduct aimed fire with bow machine gun at closest target. He can't do that. Okay, now it doesn't say anything about changing facing. Fire cannon at an active target in building hex or an active US vehicle. It can't do that if in sight because his cannon wasn't prepared. So the next step, prepare cannon if unable to fire. So he prepares, that's taking 2, he's got 5 crew points, that takes 2 of his crew points up. If cannon's prepared and no cannon target in sight, conduct aimed fire with coaxial. Can't do the aimed fire with the coaxial because we loaded the main cannon. Alright, so that's it, that's the list of things he can do under paragraph 910. You work your way through them, the ones he can do. So it doesn't say change facing, because I was prepared, you know, in thought of maybe, you know, he could do a snap fire, so he could turn, but it cost no movement points to do it, but I could have done a snap fire for it, and he could fire here or here, but it doesn't say do that. So what they've done is prepared their cannon. Now, if anyone thinks I've done that incorrectly, please put in the comments below, because I'm still learning this game, especially the vehicle section. But reading that paragraph step by step, that's what it does. So if fire the coaxial would come before prepping the main gun, I'd have had him fire the coaxial here, because it's got all-round fire, because that's the turret, isn't it? So, but it didn't. They prepared the main cannon. Maybe they're a bit flustered, because I know I am. That's their action done. The main gun is available, which is not a good thing, but it's not too bad. It didn't do any more damage to us. Okay, Next up, we've got the two panic dudes. Okay, they basically go prone. So Gibson goes prone. I've got a prone marker somewhere. There it is, Doom. And Kendall over here, the runner, who's not running, he goes prone too. And that is that action round completed. Okay, so a lot happening. Let's bring this back up the top and have a little discussion. Wow. Okay. The tank didn't move. You could see targets. They decided to get the main cannon working, so that means next turn if that same thing happens, it's going to be nasty. So hopefully I win A, the initiative, and B, the tank only gets one action. It's amazing how much focus you get when it's a tank on the board. And then the little starting of a firefight over down the west side of the board, which is the bottom of the map. Yeah, I've got two Germans up there with bolt action. We've got Dylan still loaded. He could fire, aim fire. It depends who's going to fire first there, isn't it? So it's exciting, but I'm trying to avoid, in role-playing terms, a TPK, total party kill. I think even blowing the bridges is becoming less of a priority to get my guys off the board. But we'll see how we go. I hope you enjoyed that, because I did. I know, I'm like, ah! But yeah, it's great. It is totally fun. I will be shooting another episode straight after this, because I really want to know what's going on myself and how it's going to go. So yeah, I'm very excited to be playing this, and yeah, I hope you guys are enjoying it and having fun doing it. So if you could do the channel a big service, if you can hit the like. If you haven't subscribed yet, why not? Come on. Please subscribe. And any comments, as you know, much appreciated, and I answer everyone. So yeah, I like the discourse with you guys, and especially with some of the little rules about that Panzer. Did I do it correctly? And if I do find any rules errors, I do try and point them out. And if you guys point at any rule errors, I also point those out too. So at the end of the day, I want to get better at playing this. And if any of you guys have got the game out there and you can watch my videos, hopefully they'll improve your play too. Until next time, thank you for watching, and play games, have fun. Bye, Internet.